Hello? Hello?
Hello, Doctor.
Oh, Alison. We don't have a session tonight, do we?
I came to deliver a message. It'll only take a moment. Surely you can spare me a moment.
Come in.
You look ill.
No, I'm, fine. Do you want to sit?
No, I do not want to sit.
So, what was it that you, wanted to tell me?
You're a fraud.
Why do you say that?
You pretend to care about people. You pretend you've got some sort of special insight into people, but you haven't. You're nothing. Take all your little tricks away and you're nothing but a selfish person with a mediocre intellect hiding behind a fancy degree.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Alison. Look, why don't you take a seat and we'll sit down and discuss it?
You don't get it, do you? This is not a session. Our sessions are finished, Lisa. I'm not your patient anymore. I'm not gonna let you treat me like a cretin ever again. It's all over.
Georgie, can you grab the spare key, please? Come on, Eddie. That's the boy. Wear it tight, Eddie.
Put on 49.
Oh, George, can you turn it down? Eddie's asleep.
And 3, 4. And this was that's got to be close. It was really a comfort if that had really gone to work out. Indeed, your call, I think Bonnie started down the far end. And
Don't stay up too late, sweetie. You're at school tomorrow, remember?
Aren't you going to wait up for Dad?
No, I feel too lousy. Night, Possum.
Very close. See, Ricky Ponting had actually stopped.
Mom? Mommy? Mommy? Mommy?
Let's pause for a moment to consider what Lisa meant to us. Mother, wife, doctor, neighbor, friend. There were as many Lisas as there are people here today. And as we reflect on her all too short life, let's listen to one of her favorite pieces of music, shall we?
They're all staying home on the weekends. They're all doing what they're told. Sometimes I feel like I'm left behind. Sometimes I feel like I just left school. I'll ever grow up. Maybe I'm the only fool. All my friends are getting married.
Yeah, virus, they say.
Caused cardiac arrest. I mean, I know she had rheumatic fever when she was young.
Yeah, and they were fiddling around with her arthritis medication. She'd been crook on and off for months. And along comes this bloody virus.
I don't get it. She looked after herself better than anyone.
Look, Jane, the autopsy said cardiac arrest. You want a second opinion? Bugs really aren't my field. You know me, I'm just a butcher boy. Thanks for coming across for it. It would have meant a lot to her. What are you doing in New Zealand, anyway?
Oh, lecturing. The pathology of sexual homicide.
Yeah, Lisa said. Well, I better.
Would you like some cake?
No, thanks.
You're not family, are you?
No, I went through uni with Lisa.
Dr. Halifax? I'm Claire, her receptionist. Lisa was always talking about you. Who's going to look after George and Eddie? That's what worries me.
Well, what about Tim's family?
They're in Perth. And besides, his olds aren't allowed out of the nursing home.
Okay, in you get. Good boy. Night, George. Oh, no thanks. George is in a bad way.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the one that found her. Had to call the ambulance, poor little bugger. So you heading off?
Look, do you want me to stay for a few days?
No, that's all right. We can manage.
Yeah, I know you can manage.
Look, Jane, holding our hands for a couple of days isn't going to make any difference. We're going to cope long term, okay?
I'll make up the spare room.
I'm sorry to be such a shit. You're right, the boys could do with a bit of TLC. Have you got everything you need?
Yeah, thanks. Wish I'd phoned Lisa back.
When?
She left a message on my voicemail last week. Wanted to talk about a problem patient. I meant to phone back, but I forgot.
Ah, so now you're feeling guilty. Yeah, well, join the club. Look, if you are going to stick around, can you do me a favour? Sort through her stuff. Okay.
Neighbours will think we've got a prowler.
What?
Do you want to talk?
No, I don't want to talk. I want to bloody strangle someone, so piss off or it might be you.
It's okay to be upset, you know.
I am not upset. I'm bloody ropeable. What am I supposed to do now, eh? Huh? Come on, you're the counsellor, right? What's it say in that manual of yours? Tell you what to do when your wife bails on you? Any all-purpose phrases to make it all better, Dr. Jane? Bloody hell. All I wanted was a minute. Just to say, hey, you know, it's all right, sweetheart. I'll look after the kids. 60 bloody seconds, that's all I needed. Instead, I get some pimply bloody male nurse telling me my wife's carked when I'm scrubbing for a bloody knee reconstruction. They could have waited till the next bloody millennium. Oh, shit.
It's okay, boys. Go on back to bed. Go on, everything's fine.
Yeah, well, people don't cancel procedures they've been waiting 6 months for just because the surgeon's wife bites the dust.
Not sure what the coffee's like.
It's bloody awful.
Any more tea?
Pantry?
Not like Lisa to run out. She couldn't function without her orange peacoat.
Lady's wet the bed again.
Oh, no. You better get onto that before it ruins the mattress. Hey, listen. How come you're not ready for school?
Not going.
Hey, life goes on, little mate. Can you drop him off? I'm gonna be late for work. Thanks.
Toast?
This is the home of Tim, Lisa, George and Eddie. We can't take your call just now, so leave a message after the tone. Hi, this is the home of Tim, Lisa, George and Eddie. We can't take your call just now, so leave a message after the tone. Hi, this is the home of Tim, Lisa, George and Eddie. We can't take your call just now, so leave a message after the tone.
All you're doing is prolonging the agony.
No, what I'm trying to do is help them understand why they're in agony.
Oh, what bullshit.
Grief counselling in general, or just my approach?
Drink?
Sit down and eat before it gets cold.
What is it?
Well, it's supposed to be beef rendang. Look, kids who lose a parent go through a lot of complex stuff. Now, if they're allowed to internalise it, bottle it all up...
I do know what internalise means.
You could screw them up for years.
This is shocking. Where's all the meat?
Well, I might have got the quantities a bit wrong.
Well, say goodbye to your career in catering.
Didn't realise Lisa was such a masochist.
Oh, well, just hit me in the head with a brick whenever. I got a call from Miss Potato Head. Claire at the clinic.
Oh.
Apparently the natives are restless.
Well, I can't take over Lisa's practice.
No, I'm not asking you to. Shut it down. Well, farm out all the desperates who need someone to hold their hand and give the wankers the boot.
You know, that's what I've always admired about you. Your unqualified support for her work.
Appointments. Some of them will probably just want to talk about Lisa. Coming in here was like the highlight of their week.
Do you have any idea who that might be?
Jane. Wouldn't that be you?
Borderline, antisocial, histrionic, narcissistic. We're talking the criminal end of the spectrum. I imagine she's referring to a patient she thought might be dangerous.
Oh, well, it doesn't ring any bells.
Well, do any of the patients have police records?
Nope.
Major substance abuse?
Mm-mm.
Depression?
Mm-mm.
Sexual abuse?
No.
Well, could you have a look through the files and see if any names leap out at you?
Yeah, sure. But I'm telling you, it's all harmless anxiety disorders around here.
We were just beginning to get on top of it. I was just beginning to take control of my life for a change. I have to start all over again with someone else. Oh, I know I'm a selfish bitch.
It's okay, Nerida. I can understand how distressed you must feel.
I just can't believe she's gone.
Have you started purging again since you heard the news?
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
I knew I was going to hit him. It requires 180 metres to stop a silver train travelling at 60 kilometres an hour. That's in an emergency braking situation I'm talking about. The driver can't do anything except wait for the impact. It's a lifetime. Why, see, I'm over it now.
I feel like I've lost my best friend. I mean, I know it wasn't a normal friendship. It was only doctor-patient, but I knew I could tell Lisa anything. She was always there for me. You know what the worst thing is?
What's that?
I never got a chance to say goodbye.
So, you're a music teacher?
I'm a violinist who teaches. Big difference. But I'm pretty good at it, if I say so myself. I always attract the top kids.
Would I know any?
James Okamura, he made Young Performer of the Year final in '98. I've got this girl at the con at the moment, Kerry Groner. Remember her name.
But you're not able to perform in public yourself?
No, I'm hopeless. I get stage fright like you wouldn't believe. Hot flushes, nausea, pounding heart. Full-on panic attack.
And when did all that start?
When I was 13, I got a new violin teacher, total monster. He crushed my self-esteem.
Do you resent him?
I don't know, I'm sure he paid for it one way or another. He probably got cancer or something.
You were working through these issues with Dr. Hardman. Do you feel like you were making any progress?
Oh, it's been incredibly helpful.
Well, good. It's nice to hear some positive feedback. I'll make sure I find you someone top-notch to carry on the good work.
Could I see you? I mean, I know we've only just met, but I feel really comfortable with you.
Well, you're actually better off seeing a specialist in anxiety disorders.
You could at least think about it before you reject me out of hand.
Alison, all I'm here to do is wind up the practice.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm still upset.
Look, would you like to come back tomorrow for another chat?
Thank you. Thanks.
Shot. Well done.
Dr. Webb. Hi, I'm Jane Halifax. I was a close friend of Lisa Hardman's. Could I have a word?
On top of the arthritis, she had a mitral stenosis, damaged heart valve.
I know, because of the rheumatic fever. I believe you'd been making adjustments to her medication.
Balancing them, which you've got to do occasionally. An opportunist virus came along at the wrong time. Even if we got lucky and identified it, there's not a lot we could have done.
22 over.
Look, Doctor, you haven't got a problem here, have you? You're not challenging my competence.
No. I'm sorry. I suppose it's just the shock.
Oh, well. Look, I wasn't exactly thrilled about losing her either. I've got to go.
Anything to keep the peace.
What's the bloody idea of giving Sue Webb the third degree?
I just needed to hear the details, that's all.
Who else are you going to interrogate? The morgue technician who sewed her back up again?
Look, Tim, I'm just trying to make sense of it. Lisa was the closest thing I've ever had to a sister.
Yeah, well, pity you couldn't be bothered calling her back the other night, then. Whatever that is, it's burning.
Oh, shit!
Come on, sport, finish up your spaghetti. Jane's spent all day on this.
But it tastes like poo.
How do you know what poo tastes like?
How about I make you guys baked beans instead?
No.
Yeah.
No. Now, come on, look. You blokes have got to learn to deal with whatever life dishes up to you, no matter how miserable it might be. Understand? Maybe tomorrow night we'll have pizza, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, you must be Eddie. Your mum told me what a big boy you are. Dr. Halifax.
Alison, how can we help you?
I really didn't mean to barge in, honestly.
Oh, no. It was probably just as well. I think I was facing a mutiny if they had to eat any more of my pasta with charcoal sauce.
So you're a friend with the family, Doctor?
Jane, yeah.
How long are you going to be staying?
Well, I hope you're not a wowser, Alison.
Oh, no, I really should be going.
No rubbish. You saved us from starvation, or possibly worse.
Oi.
Look, the least I can do is force a glass of cab sav down your throat.
I really just came to say how much I cared for Lisa. You know, the boys have been on my mind all day.
We'll come and see them. They could do with some cheering up.
And what about you, Eddie?
I'll be 7 next month.
7? I would have said 8 easy. What are you going to be when you grow up? You're going to be a surgeon like your brother?
A GI gonna have my own grenade launcher. Australia doesn't have GIs and numbnuts. You're numbnuts.
Okay, that's enough. No one calls anybody numbnuts around here except me, all right? And don't talk with your mouth full. Numbnuts.
Numbnuts!
Okay, all right, that's enough. That's enough.
How about some more chicken, guys? Yeah?
Yes, please, Alison.
And as you plate. They really are lovely boys.
Yes, and they're very nearly human, too.
Did they learn music?
Magnamar men are more into bashing things with a waddy until they stop moving.
Music's wonderful therapy. Put an instrument in a child's hand, stand back and watch him grow. Don't you agree, Jane?
It's persuasive theory.
I really believe in it. Anyway, good night.
Night.
And thank you.
You're welcome.
Oi! Get it out, numbnuts. I thought I might take her up in the offer. What do you reckon?
Well, Alison?
Yeah.
Tim, she was seeing Lisa to sort out some problems, remember?
Yeah, like what, washing her hands too much? Lisa didn't have any axe murderers on her books.
As far as we know. Morning, Claire. Did you manage to track down an eating disorder specialist? For Narada, the bulimic.
Oh, yeah, I've got a couple of names for you.
Great. How about Lisa's problem patient? Any luck there?
No, I've been busy typing letters and stuff.
Right, well, could you give it priority, please?
I'm doing my best, all right? This hasn't been an easy time for me either.
I'm sorry, Claire. It's just, we've got to get organised. I want these offices cleaned out and you and me gone, okay?
Hello? Anyone home?
died?
5. He went away on a business trip and never came home again. A plane ran into a mountain.
Do you remember him?
I remember his smell.
Is that when you started learning the violin? And when did you realise you were gifted?
Well, one day my teacher, this was my first violin teacher, I've had heaps, she told my mother, Alison's the one I've been waiting for. I was 8.5.
And did you perform in public at that age?
Oh, we had many recitals. I loved it.
Tell me, did Lisa try hypnosis with you?
I hate the idea of putting myself under somebody else's control.
Yeah, but she's your doctor.
I know that. She reminded me every chance she got. I couldn't even face her funeral.
I notice you've also got some difficulty with sexuality.
I've just got a low sex drive, that's all. I'm not a slave to my libido.
Not married, not in a relationship. Why's that, do you think?
Too busy. I've got a career to worry about and a couple of cats. What about you?
Alison, I'd like you to see Dr. Mawson. He's in East Malvern and he specialises in phobias.
I've seen Dr. Mawson. I think he's a fraud. And he's a drinker and he's lazy.
Okay, well, I'll find you someone else then. Is there anyone else you'd prefer not to see?
You definitely can't take me on.
Well, actually, I'm on sabbatical at the moment. I've got a teaching post overseas.
Oh. I'm sure Lisa's husband will be very sorry to see you go.
And I won't miss my cooking. Pretty groovy, huh? So, when did you organise this?
Well, she called me at work and I told her to come over.
Tell me you haven't formally hired her.
Well, what's the matter?
Well, what do you know about her? Nothing. Except she claims to teach the violin. And these are your children,
Oh, look, I don't need any parenting tips from a spinster, thank you very much.
Where's that brick when you need it?
I know what your problem is. See, you love playing the angel of mercy. You can't share the stage with anyone, can
You really are a shit, you know that?
You know, you've been an absolute lifesaver, Jane, but I think it's about time you just pack up your old kit bag and bugger off back to New
I'm
Zealand.
not going anywhere, mate. Not while you're holding open house for every desperate that drops in and tells you how sorry she is.
I better get going, Tim. Same time Thursday?
Yeah.
I'll see you later then. Goodbye, Jane.
Kiss my ass, Dr. Halifax.
There's a lot of people who don't pay on the day or are just plain rude.
Not really the sort of problems I meant, Claire.
I'm just trying to be helpful. This bunch give me the creeps.
Aha.
And I don't know about this lot, except Lisa put flags in the files, so...
Did Lisa keep a private diary for things that she didn't want put on file?
Do you want me to have a look for you, do you?
Yes, please.
Oh, and, Alison's waiting for you.
Alison, hi. Glad you're here. I was going to phone you. Look, I'm really sorry if I sounded rude last night.
You better believe it.
What I said wasn't meant to be personal.
You don't think calling me a desperate is personal?
Look, I just believe in keeping my professional life separate from my private life, that's all. I really wasn't attacking you.
I know what it was about, Jane. You're trying to stake out your territory and you feel threatened by a younger woman.
I think you're reading way too much into it.
Well,
I just came by to tell you that whatever relationship you think Tim and I might have or might develop, it's none of your bloody business. And I don't care if you do take that personally.
Morning tea, Dr. Halifax. Do you think you can face a chocolate muffin?
Thanks, Claire.
You're welcome.
What you looking for?
Your mum's work diary.
What's that number?
Her birthday?
No, it's not. It's the 14th.
Oh, right. I'm a numbnuts. Sweetheart, could you go and keep an eye on dinner, please?
If it moves, I'll kill it.
Not going to tell me it's a bloody virus again, are you?
I don't know yet. She's breathing easier, though, thank heavens.
Hey, numbnuts, cut it out, will you?
Eddie, don't chew your pencils. You'll get lead poisoning. What's that on your face? Is that peanut butter? Come here. Come here.
I deleted it.
You what?
Lisa's diary. I trashed it.
It had important case notes on it.
It was private.
Did you read it?
Enough to know that I shouldn't be. And neither should you. Come on, get back to bed.
No, Tim, something's wrong.
Yeah, you've got a virus rampaging through your bloodstream.
In the diary. Lisa said that Alison was the problem patient.
And another 10 hours sleep and you won't even know yourself.
What if Alison found out?
What are you talking about?
What if Lisa didn't really die of heart failure?
Oh, Jane, please, I don't want to talk about this. Can't you just let us grieve in peace?
didn't expect to hear from you again.
I need to check some details with you before I send on your file. Could you have a seat, please? Right, you lost your father when you were 5. At 8 and a half, you were performing publicly without any problem, but by 13, you were experiencing panic attacks. Have I got that right?
That's it.
Did your mother remarry?
Yes.
How old were you?
12.
Did you get on with him?
He was always polite to me.
Was. Is he dead?
They're both dead.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Nope.
Your stepfather, did he have any children?
Look, I want to play in a string quartet, not write the family history.
For the file, did he?
No.
Did he abuse you?
What is it with you people? Everything comes down to childhood sexual abuse. No, he did not interfere with me. I was a normal child, happy and well-adjusted. Do you want a statutory declaration?
Why does the question upset you so much?
Because it's bloody idiotic. I'm not wasting another second on you.
Claire, I want to know everything there is to know about Alison. Everything.
You should be in bed. You look a wreck.
I'm fine. Has Dr. Mawson, has he phoned back yet?
No, and he won't be either. He's chucked in his practice and gone overseas to work with the United Nations.
Great.
Roll the camera, Marlo.
Woof, woof, girl.
Steady, Marlo. That's my best girl you're panting over.
Hey, easy.
Jane, as much as it hurts me to tell you this, you've come to the wrong man. This is the forensic department, not homicide.
Oh, what am I going to say to homicide? I haven't got so much as a whiff of evidence, just a theory. Dizzy, I need you.
Look, internal affairs don't like folks sniffing around on private business.
All you have to do is find out if her name's ever cropped up in connection with a murder.
You look like you've been dead for a week yourself, girl. When was the last time you got some shut-eye?
I'm not delusional.
Name?
Alison Blunt. B-L-U-N-T.
Had a budgery guy called Alison when I was a lad. Taught it to say underpants. Thought it was hilarious at the time. Victim?
Lisa Hardman, my best friend.
Method?
Well, the autopsy said cardiac arrest.
What do you say? Motive?
Well, Lisa was treating her. Maybe something from her past emerged during the process.
Now, you think she killed the doctor to shut her up, or to stop her asking any more awkward questions? What's your next move?
Dig up everything I can on her, and in the meantime, keep her on a leash.
Well, just make sure she doesn't bite you.
Thanks, Dizzy. Always knew you were an angel. Oh, by the way, how are the frogs?
Oh, mate, doing some of my best work. Marlo?
I didn't know psychiatrists made house calls.
I've come to apologize. Look, I'm sorry I took such a hard line with you this morning. I didn't mean to offend you or your stepfather. I wasn't thinking. It's a poor excuse.
Well, you haven't been well. Yeah. Everybody makes mistakes.
I'm glad you understand. Beautiful cat.
This is Bobby.
Anyway, look, I'm not leaving for a couple of days, so if there's anything you'd like to discuss.
I thought you said you didn't do phobias.
Well, I know, but if talking things through helps. Was that bark?
Vivaldi.
Oh, of course. You really should share a gift like that.
So there'd be no more nasty, cliched insinuations about my family?
Subject's closed, I promise.
I'll think about it.
Okay. Excuse me, could you tell me where Kerry Grono is, please?
Just over there.
Thanks. Kerry Grono? Hi. Just wondering if I could ask you a few questions about your tutor, Alison Blunt.
Actually, I'm supposed to be in a lecture.
Oh, that's okay. It won't take long. It's just my niece, Georgina. She's really talented and she's looking for a tutor. Would you recommend Alison? It's just that someone else told me she was a bit flaky. What do you think?
Actually, I think she's a living doll.
Do you? Right. Thanks.
She practically lived with my family for about 2 years.
You must know her inside and out, then.
I know she's got big problems.
What sort of problems?
You want my advice? Keep your niece away from her.
Why?
Because Alison Blunt killed my dad. Not like literally, but...
Oh, well, what do you mean?
My parents took her on as a tutor when I was studying 4th grade, right? 3 hours a week. And pretty soon she was hanging around our place all the time.
What, like she adopted you?
And we included her in everything. Christmas, birthdays. You know, once we even took her to Bali. And then Dad got his transfer to San Diego. And old Alison didn't take the news too well.
She thought she was going with you.
Exactly. When Dad told her she wasn't, he paid her a kind of severance bonus. Well, she ripped up the cheque, told him we didn't deserve her, called him every kind of obscene name. Man, he got so upset. He had his heart attack not long after.
Cardiac arrest?
Yeah, like literally a week later. Must have been from all the stress, you know. And you know what else? She didn't even bother to turn up at the funeral. The lady ought to see a shrink.
So if there's no Alison Blunt on the computer, then she's never been interviewed in connection with anything, let alone a suspicious death.
Yeah, that's because when she kills, she makes it look like natural causes. I reckon she's a poisoner. No, listen, a year ago, she was really close to this family called the Morgans. Taught the daughter Celeste violin. Anyway, one day, Mr. Morgan mortally offends her. A week later, he drops dead. Heart attack.
Maybe she gave him the evil eye.
If she's done it twice, there could be others.
This girl leaves a trail of corpses, and no one susses her.
No, that's because she teaches all over the place. I mean, who's going to connect a heart attack in Heidelberg with an aneurysm in Dandenong?
Worked the poisoning once, and the lady knocked off her old man feeding him chicken satay.
What, with strychnine sauce?
For the wooden skewers, she used the twigs from the oleander branch. Now, oleander contains cardiac glycosides. Gave him a heart attack.
See what I tell you?
Peron tree frog, about 4 seconds. I'm hoping to get a growling grass frog. Sounds like a dog yapping. I'm a little light on the upper registers.
What's the new piece?
Begin the beguine. But it's a fact. Toxins can precipitate cardiac arrest.
Wouldn't there still be traces left in Lisa's body tissue, like her hair, her fingernails, gastric contents?
Well, depending on what was used.
I wonder if the morgue kept some tissue samples.
Not unless they had a reason to. And if they didn't suspect poisoning when they did the PM, then I'm afraid you're going to have to dig her up.
No, I thought you were supposed to be Lisa's best friend.
Which is why I want to find out the truth.
Look, she's already been cut to pieces once before.
They weren't looking for poison then.
Nobody has been poisoned.
Well, what about Celeste Morgan's father? You prepared to just write that off as coincidence?
Bloody oath I am. Look, heart disease is the biggest killer in the land.
Tell me there isn't just the tiniest question mark in your mind.
Look, you've been to autopsies before. Well, imagine her with a skull cap sawn off, her brain scooped out, torso split from chin to groin, and the guts in a bucket.
The body is just a vessel. You know that better than anyone.
Yeah, well, I happen to love that vessel. Look, I'm not going to put this family through any more shit just to satisfy your ghoulish curiosity, okay? We got any more shampoo? Well?
Gorgeous.
Elvenbane, made from the Warnsreeker plant. This poison affects only elves. Oh, all other races are totally unaffected by it. Well, blow me down.
I'm doing some research.
Oh, yeah.
Milk?
Yeah, I'm putting a lining on my stomach. It's going to be a big night. I'll see you later. Good night, kids.
George? You all right, sweetheart? I get you a drink of water. Do you want to talk?
I don't want you. I want my mum.
Oh, sweetheart, I miss her too. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, sweetheart. Don't. George, honey, come on, sweetheart, sit up, sit up, sit up. Come on, sit up. Breathe. Now breathe. George, breathe. No, stay there. I'll be right back. Emergency. What service, please? Ambulance. I've got a sick child. I think he's been poisoned.
What the hell's going on? You're supposed to be bloody watching him.
Alison got to him.
Oh, you are out of your skull!
Well, how the hell did it happen? You tell me that.
Well, he's going to be okay. He's had an asthma attack.
Asthma?
Yeah, it's happened once before.
Well, he certainly wasn't poisoned. We'll keep him in overnight.
Thanks.
Tim, I'm sorry.
You ever mention poison one more time and I'll bloody poison you, you clear?
All right, I was wrong about George, I'm sorry. But I'm right about Alison.
I don't want to talk about bloody Alice.
She murdered your wife, Tim. And you know what else? The other night when I was sick? It wasn't a bloody virus and it wasn't an act of God, it was Alison.
Paranoia rears its ugly head.
I don't know how, but she must have slipped me something. Turn the car around. Let's go back to the hospital.
What?
I want a
Why?
blood test. I want a blood test. Whatever it is will still be in my bloodstream. You all right? Tim! 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 Hit the brakes! Hit the brakes!
Until we get his test results back, it's difficult to know for sure exactly what we're dealing with. I'll review his condition tomorrow morning.
They're giving him saline cathartics. I think he'll be okay.
So he has been poisoned then?
Well, we can't say that until we get the results from the toxicology screen.
I'd like a blood test as well.
In your case, I'm still betting on a viral or bacterial infection.
What, so my symptoms aren't consistent with poisoning? Is that what you're saying?
I just don't understand why anyone would want to poison the two of you.
3 of us. Don't forget Lisa. Tim.
Diane Allison's downstairs.
Jane, what happened? Eddie said you've been in a car accident and Tim's in hospital?
Oh, it's just a bad case of food poisoning.
Oh, my gosh.
And George is in there with asthma, so all in all, it's been a pretty rough night.
Oh, no. Poor things.
What's this luscious creation?
Oh, it's one of my special chocolate mud cakes guaranteed to cheer up small boys.
What a thoughtful person you are. Well, it's obvious she targeted me because I found out about it. What I can't figure out is why she poisoned Tim.
Maybe she doesn't like Tim.
No, she thinks Tim's wonderful. The other thing I can't figure out is how she got to him. I mean, it's got to be the food, obviously, but what she fed him that the boys and I haven't eaten. Which brings me to this cake. Well, she said she made it for the boys.
What, she's trying to poison them too?
No. Well, I don't know, maybe. Anyway, could you test it?
Yeah, careful. That took us hours.
Sorry. Dizzy, I'll call you, all right?
Prozac?
How come I can't have any of Allison's chocolate cake?
I'll buy you an ice cream later, okay? Here.
When later?
Later. Oi, we do not drink milk straight from the bottle in this house.
Dad does.
Oh, George, spit it out. Spit it out. Did you swallow any? Spit it. I want you to stick your fingers down your throat and vomit for me.
I don't want to vomit.
What's this?
The contents of our fridge. I want everything tested, all of it. Especially the milk. That's how she poisoned Tim. I think we've got her, Dizzy.
Jane, even if this stuff's brimming with arsenic, it's not going to prove Allison did it. How many people got access to your fridge?
Oh, shit.
Look, we'll run some tests the first chance we get.
Well, what about the cake?
Well, for Pete's sake, you only brought that in at lunchtime. Look, I think you should head home and put your feet up, you know. Quite frankly, you look knackered.
I'm fine.
You gave us quite a scare there, sport.
You gave us a scare.
Yeah, I guess I did.
I rang all the blunts in the phone book and she's not related to any of them.
Maybe she's changed her name.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. Anything else?
Well, I don't know if it's relevant, but I reckon she grew up in South Australia. One time she came in for an appointment and I was making a sandwich and I had some Strasbourg sausage and she called it Fritz. Bung Fritz. And I've got cousins in South Australia and that's what they call it.
Thanks, Claire. That's great. Look, did Alison ever bring anything homemade in for Lisa? Cakes?
Oh, you know, Lisa, she never ate yummy stuff like that. The only time Alison ever brought anything in were the muffins that day.
Alison brought the muffins? That's what made me sick.
But I was okay.
You ate one?
I had a couple.
A couple?
But I never touched the special one with the walnuts on it. She made it very clear that that was yours.
Getting up the booze,
She's
are we?
been here, Dizzy. She's got into everything. She's been poisoning everything. She's toxin everything. I can't.
It's okay. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Wow. Cyclone Jane.
When I spring clean, I don't muck about. So there was nothing in the milk?
Not in the milk or the mud cake or any of the other stuff, so far as we know. So far.
It's okay, I'm paranoid, you can say.
I spoke to a mate of mine in Adelaide. He spoke to a mate of his. He spoke to another mate, an ex-homicide with a good memory. Apparently 14 years ago, this fellow was called out on a suspicious death. A young diabetic teenage girl died from an overdose of insulin. Her stepsister was interviewed but never charged.
Alison.
Alison, B-L-O-U-N-T. Same pronunciation, different spelling. Alison Blunt.
I know how she did it. I know how she did the shampoo. Tim borrowed it last night.
You can't absorb poison through the skin. So if she's after you, who else has she got it in for?
She's a serial poisoner. It's a way of life.
Then why don't we just catch her in the act? So we follow her, see where she goes, what she does, who she talks to. And then we come back later and have a discreet chat to them.
No. Sorry, it's a dumb idea.
Last night you loved it.
Last night I was technically insane. It'd take us days, weeks.
So have you got a better idea? You gotta tell me this is in the forensic psychiatrist handbook? I'm only 2 years off retirement.
Oh, stop whinging and keep looking.
Well, if anyone comes, I'm gonna do my famous cane toad impression.
No mention of their ages. Bugger. Maybe it's half price for kids.
Don't get too excited, mate. We're still gonna take days to get through this lot.
Hello, can I help you? Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, my name's Jane Halifax. I was wondering if we could ask you some questions about your daughter's violin teacher.
Alison? Or what about her?
Has it always been a smooth relationship? Has anything ever upset her?
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you said something that accidentally hurt her feelings.
Oh, well, Samantha's not wild about Alison. But she's a good teacher and we're very pleased with her, aren't we?
How come you want to know all this stuff? Is she sick?
We're concerned about her, yeah.
Is she dangerous?
Sam?
I don't know.
Look, thanks for your help, but I think we should be leaving.
Buster couldn't stand the sight of her.
Nathan, they don't want to know about Buster.
Who's Buster?
My dog. He died on Tuesday.
They don't want to know about that, Nathan.
What happened?
Oh, the vet said he had some sort of aneurysm.
Thanks, Nathan.
Well, it's not cyanide. Cyanide's very popular, fast and ferocious. Try the Digitalis this time.
photography myself.
Really?
You ever done any modelling?
Look at this.
Well, I'll be back. Jane. Little Buster was poisoned with Digitalis from the foxglove flower.
Great, so we can talk to homicide.
Well, homicide are not going to get all hot and bothered about a dog murder.
But it implicates Alison. She grows foxgloves. Well, all right, so maybe it doesn't. But surely it's got to raise questions about her involvement in Lisa's death.
Lisa died of a heart attack. Have a look at the death certificate. You know what we've got to do next?
She'll never forgive me.
Tim, exhuming Lisa's the only way we're going to prove absolutely that Alison murdered her. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. You're still sick.
I just don't get it. I mean, why poison Lisa? She was trying to help the girl.
She probably thought with Lisa out of the way, you and the boys were ripe for the picking.
What? She was planning to be the next Mrs. Magnamar.
It's possible she convinced herself that Lisa was a bad wife and mother who didn't deserve you.
You've got no idea, have you? I mean, it's just purely guesswork with you.
She should have left you years ago.
You know what your problem is? You just can't handle the fact that I never made a move on you.
Oh.
No, I'll tell you why not. I'll tell you why. I mean, apart from the fact that I don't even fancy you, right? Lisa was twice the girl you were.
Oh, if you loved her so much, how come you ran off to Brampton Island with that skinny nutritionist from the Mercy Hospital?
That was Lizard Island.
You got any idea how much misery you put her through?
I didn't deserve her. And that's why I lost her.
Tim.
Bobby, Davy, tea time.
Mr. Magnamar. Scott Lovejoy, Sally Dix, homicide.
How do you do? Hi. Some bad news for you, Doctor. Preliminary results on your wife's stomach content show traces of digitalin, digitoxin, and digitonin.
Same as Nathan's dog.
We've put Alison Blunt under surveillance. We're on our way to talk to her right now.
How the hell did she do it?
It was a matter of her putting dried foxglove leaves in your wife's food.
All tea.
We'll need a statement from you and Dr. Halifax later on.
Scott Lovejoy.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
And Milo ran tests on the shampoo. It contains borax,
The cleaning agent?
sodium borate, boric acid.
Is that right?
Highly toxic and readily absorbed through the skin.
Alison's on her way to the airport. Let's go.
Okay, that flight will be boarding in about 20 minutes at gate 6.
Thank you.
Next, please.
Alison Blunt?
Booked a flight for the morning.
Marry me. And stay here.
What?
You kissed me. I take that sort of thing very seriously.
No, you kissed me.
No, look, I'm not joking. Stay and be a mother to my boys. Oh, look, I can't do it. I can't be the mum.
Oh.
That they love you. You love them, don't you?
Oh, Tim, you're the nearest thing to a family I'm ever likely to have.
You're George's godmother. You're halfway there already.
Please.
What are you going back to? Nothing.
My life.
Look, promise me that you'll just sleep on it.
No, I won't sleep on it. It's mad.
Oh, thanks. Excuse me for caring about my kids.
Oh, don't lay that on me.
Tim Magnamar, hello. What? Yeah, okay. Homicide. They can't seem to get Alison to talk. Can Dr. Halifax help?
Been at her since 6 o'clock. Yeah, she's rock solid. Just denies everything.
Wasn't arresting her attached premature?
Thought she'd turn to jelly once we put her in thumb screws.
Crime scene are taking your house apart. They'll find something.
You hope. How long have we got?
Till the court opens in the morning.
And then we have to charge her I'll let her go.
Good evening, Alison.
So I'm not just a killer, I'm crazy as well, huh? Wheel in the psych.
Well, what possible motive could you have for killing Lisa? None. Therefore, they think you could be deranged.
I didn't kill Lisa. I liked her.
Not all the time you didn't.
Isn't that what friendship's about? The rough and the smooth?
I actually don't want to talk about Lisa. I'd like to talk about Vivian.
I don't know who you mean.
I've done my research, Alison. You told me you didn't have any stepbrothers or sisters.
I'm not going to discuss her.
The police, well, they can only interview you over Lisa's death. Me, I can talk about whatever I want. And what I'd really like to know is why you murdered your stepsister.
You take that back. Her death was accidental.
Let's see. Your mother had just remarried. You were 12, going on 13. Your new sister was only a year older, but so much more developed. In fact, I've got a feeling that Vivian was a regular little sex kitten.
The word is slut.
Is that why sex revolts you so much? Because she was sexually active so young? She treated you like dirt, didn't she? I bet you hated her. Well, why wouldn't you? But I wonder if there wasn't just a teensy bit of envy there as well.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
She had one little problem. Diabetes. And she was too spoiled to give herself injections, so when no one else was around, you had to do it.
The coroner said it wasn't my fault.
Insulin's a tricky thing. Too much, you risk a coma, even death.
He said a child of 13 shouldn't have been given the responsibility. It was accidental.
3 times the prescribed dose.
It was an honest mistake. I need to go now.
You and I both know what it was, Alison. The word is murder. Sugar in it this time. No, I don't think it was premeditated. I actually think you acted on the spur of the moment. You had the means, the opportunity presented itself. One swift jab. Goodbye, Vivian. I bet it felt good. Scary, but good.
You repeat any of this, Jane, and I'll soothe a smile right off your face.
Why do you think you haven't been able to perform in public from that day to this?
Half the population suffers from stage fright.
Could it be that deep down in your soul you knew you'd done wrong?
I haven't thought about her in years.
The next time probably wasn't so scary. Time after that, maybe you even enjoyed it. But you were too smart to use insulin again. These days, if someone hurts you, it's rat bait in the ratatouille, or oleander in the ossobuco. How many fatals on the list now? 5? 10?
Excuse me, I've never been charged with anything in my life.
That doesn't make you innocent.
If they had any evidence against me, would you be here?
Why'd you leave South Australia? Because I felt like a change. Was that why you dropped the O from Blunt?
It's not illegal.
Wasn't to put investigators off your trail.
Why would I need to do that? I've never done anything wrong.
So why were you leaving the country?
Because I needed a holiday. And when they release me, I'm going to take it with a clear conscience.
Do you remember telling me that your mum was dead? She works in an aged care facility outside Adelaide.
She's dead to me.
As of when? The day she remarried?
Who cares? It's irrelevant.
Irrelevant that you were suddenly demoted to number 2 child. I mean, it had just been you and your mum since you were 5 years old. Now, all of a sudden, she was bending over backwards to be Vivian's mum. All her love was spent on Vivian. Suddenly, you were the forgotten child, emotionally starved.
You haven't got any status in this room.
That's probably why you're no good at personal relationships.
Me? Who's pushing 40 and still single?
You worshipped Lisa, didn't you? She had everything you craved. Husband, family, career. I bet you adored those intimate one-on-ones in her office, chatting away like best friends. But the more she got to know you, the more suspicious she became. What happened? She accidentally let it slip? Or did she make the mistake of pointing out you weren't her best friend after all?
Lisa Hardman was a fraud, like you.
A fraud who deserved to be punished. You did the world a favour. Why don't you just admit it?
I refuse to speak to this fraud anymore. Can you remove her, please?
was so close. I could feel it.
Rat. She didn't even ruffle the lady's feathers.
Just give me 10 minutes and I'll give it another go, okay?
Sorry, Doc. Back to plan A.
Sally, what happened to her luggage when she was arrested? How's it going?
I was hoping I'd find some notes or some sort of diary, but she's way too smart for that. What are you looking for?
Oh, I don't know. Something, anything, a clue. I mean, if you were leaving home for good, wouldn't you pack a few mementos?
Well, I've never done a runner. But I found this, snookered away in a violin case.
Thanks.
She must have collected every book on plants ever written. But no photo of them. Unless you count the few framed pictures of pussycats. Important, is it?
I'm not sure. Where are the cats?
Hello.
Why kill her cats? Why not just let them go? It's loopy.
Cold-blooded.
Part of the pattern.
I'm not going to listen to another bunch of half-assed theories.
Sit. She's here at our request, not yours.
Where did you get that? It's private. Your father looks really kind. It's a shame you don't remember him. What would you give to be that little girl again? I think that's what this is all about. Trying to rediscover that unconditional love. I don't blame you. I know what it's like. I was obsessed with my father.
Spare me.
He suicided before I could sort out my feelings for him.
I knew there had to be something lurking in that woman's past.
Pull your head in, son.
Every relationship I have, I wreck. I think it's because I'm subconsciously looking for him in all the men I meet.
We've got nothing in common.
Or maybe you're just trying to find the family you lost when you were 5. And you're drawn to families, aren't you? Whatever it is, the end result's the same. We want that love too much, so we invariably wreck it and have to make a quick getaway.
Don't impose your problems on me. We're nothing alike.
You're right. I'm nowhere near as tough as you. I could never have done that.
You dug up my boys.
How could you kill them? They loved you. How long are you prepared to go on killing the ones you love?
Shut up.
Forever and ever?
Shut up!
Do you want to change, Alison? You start by being honest with yourself. At least that's what I'm trying to do. I want to change my life. I don't want to run anymore. I want to settle down. I want a family. Hopefully, I found one.
Not Tim and the boys.
He's asked me to marry him.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
He wouldn't pick you. You're old and you're desperate.
You think he'd pick a sick person like you? You poisoned your own pets, Alison. You murdered his wife.
Scrag fight.
I'm glad the bloody little slag is dead. Ecstatic. She didn't deserve that family.
And you do.
Yes, I do.
whoever it was. They did the world a favour. Just like you said.
Thought you had her that time.
She's smart. That's a wicked right hand on you, girl.
So you let her go?
Not to worry. You fill in the gaps for us. It's only a matter of time before we pick her up again. And she knows it. Have a look at her. What's she up to?
Poison!
Cyanide. She's gone.
I should have seen it coming.
They should have searched her thoroughly. Just save it for the inquest. You take good care, Jane Halifax.
Amy's Potato Head sent you an early birthday present. Who? Claire. Look, Jane, a good present.
Lucky boy, Ed.
Colouring pencil? Give them back the mine.
Hey.
Right. The police called. Must have been a nightmare. I'll make you a cuppa. Plus, you missed your flight.
All I care about right now is a shower and some sleep. I'll go tomorrow.
Oh, too short, aren't you? Oh,
You don't have to, you know. The offer still stands.
Tim, I'm so tired. I don't even know if I want milk in my tea.
Yeah. Sorry. Selfish bastard, that's me.
Rude, obnoxious, and selfish.
Come and get it. Say pretty please, Miss Sugar. I'm not. Little shorty can't get it.
Swallow it. Spit, spit.
What's the matter? What is it? What is it?
The pencils Alison sent them.
What? Well, what's wrong with them? Hey, this one's been doctored. They all have.
He chews them, she knows that.
Look, why would you target Ed?
What better way to hurt me than through you?
What's wrong?
Yeah, okay, you didn't chew any, right? You didn't chew any? Good boy.
dance music. Maybe I'll never have a son. Well, maybe I'll never have a son.